Hello, dear students and parents. I am your new science teacher. So, let's begin. Today, we'll start with the lesson number 7, that is getting to know the plants. So, see, dear students, whenever you go around in surrounding of your house, you see various kinds of plants, right? When you go on the way to your school or to your friend or anywhere when you go, you see various kinds of plants around you, nearby you. So, if you observe those plants, you would see variety in those plants. Some plants will be like they will be heighted, some will be short. Some, if you observe the leaves will also differ. They will differ, of course they would be green mostly, but they would differ in their size, they would differ in their shape if you observe it carefully. Even if you see the flowers of the plants, you may see the flowers. Some plants will have big flowers, some plants will have smaller flowers, and of course the flowers will also be various colors. So there are various differences among all the plants. So if you after observing the flowers and after observing the leaves and all, if you go for the steam, if you can feel the steam of the plants, various plants, so you would find that some steams of some plants would be very tender, they'll be very soft, while some steam will be hard. So if you observe like that, so there is also difference in the steam also. So the stems will vary in their size and their properties. Also, if you see the branches, some branches will grow from the ground level, or some branches will grow from above the from certain height above the ground level. So there is a difference in this also. So depending on the difference in the from where the branching starts, and also how the stem a plant possesses. So the plants are mainly classified into three types, three categories, that are herbs, shrubs and the trees. So we are going to see it one by one. So you can see on the slide that the first one is herb. So you can see herbs are the plants which has green and tender stem. How is the stem? It is green. You might have observed the soft stem it has, and it is green colored mostly. And they are usually short. It doesn't grow too much height, and it may not have many branches. So it will have a very less. It would not have branch, but rather a single stem, so that the leaves will be surrounded. So for example, mint, rosemary, basil, you must have seen this trees, this plants around you. I would say better herbs, now you know it. So you would have seen such herbs nearby you. Then next you can see the shrub. Yes, the shrub which you know is the rose, which is the best example of shrub. So if you come forward again, like if you go to next level from herbs to shrubs, you can see these plants that develop branches near the base of the stem. Like from the base of the stem itself, the branches start growing, and they have quite branched stem. So the stem is hard, but it is not very thick. Like the trees have a big, very thick stem. So it is not like that. Neither it is so tender like in the herbs. So shrubs are in midway. So examples are tulsi, lemon, china rose, etc., and all kinds of roses and all. So these all are included in the shrubs. The next category is the trees. So the trees which are so big, which has a very like hard stem, and which is also very thick also. Yes, and the branches, they start growing from from a height much above the ground. So these all are tall plants with a hard and thick stem. The stems are branches in the upper part, of course, much above the ground. So for example, the neem, peepal, banyan, and most of the trees which you see which grow like this. The next category are the creepers. Creepers, the name suggests that it creeps on the ground. Why do they creep on the ground? Because the fruits they bear, they are very heavy, so they creep on the ground. Okay, so hence they are called as the creeper. So how will be their stem? The stem is very weak. The stems are weak, so they cannot like stand upright. So they just creep on the ground, and such plants are only called as the creepers. So for example, watermelon, sweet potato, so these all are the creepers. The next is the climber, which you must have observed around you. The climbers which climb, which needs a support, right, which climbs on like if you have a support of stick or anything, so it would grow along it. Okay, so these are the plants that take support and they climb, so they always need support and they'll climb up. Okay, so there are climbers and creepers will creep, hence they're creepers, hence they're the creepers. So that's the difference. No, so such plants are called as the climbers which climb. And for example, bougainvillea, cucumber, grapevine, and many more are there which you might have seen around you. So these are the categories of the plants depending on their stem. How is the stem? Depending on that, these are the proper the categories of the plants. I hope you have understood it. Then if you know very well, you are learning since third standard the parts of plants and all. So what do a plant have? So if you can observe in the figure, like a plant will have what attracts the most in a plant is a flower, right? So a plant will have a flower, various shape, various size, and various colored flowers will various plants will have. So basically a plant will have flower, it will have a stem, right? It will have so many of the leaves, and it will have fruits, right? It will have sweet fruits which we eat very interestingly. And then there are roots. Of course, roots are very important part. So these all are the parts of the plant. So we will just look we will have a look at one by one part of the plant. So let us start with the stem. Now see, we have seen the types of stem, right? So if you observe closely the stem of various plants and the structures and the parts which are borne by the stem, so what does the stem bear? Stem is the main part of our of the plants, which or we can say the supporting system, which supports to stem only the branches will grow, and then the leaves will grow, and then the flowers and the fruits. So stem are the very important part of a plant, because to that stem only the flowers, branches, birds, and the fruits and all that will bear. Okay, so what are the functions of the stem? So the stem will help in the upward movement of water. What does the stem do? Root will absorb the water from the soil. Okay, that we will see the function of root again, but you know this basic thing, that root absorb the water from the soil, and that water has to be reached up to the leaves and the flowers and all the parts of plant. Who will do this thing? Stem is only the midway, no? So what stem will do? Stem will transfer, or it will transport the water upward. Okay, and the water and of course the minerals which are present in the soil only. So the water and minerals, they go to leaves and other parts of the plant, which are then attached to the stem. So stem mainly do the function of transportation. So it is very important that applies, that transfers the food and all the necessary material which are needed to all the other plants of parts of the plant, right? So let us understand this by an activity. So what we need to do, you can do it at your home. It is very interesting activity. You see what to do. Just what we will need for that, a glass, of course a transparent glass we will need, and in that we will need a water, somewhat half of the glass will work. And we need the water, and we have to take the color, any color which you can easily detect. So you can take any like dark color like red color, or you can take blue color or any color. Don't take green because already the leaf is green. So take a red or blue ink or color, anything you can take, and take a soft stem. A stem you need to choose which is soft. Now what you need to do, just take the glass and just pour the water into that. To 1/3 of the glass we need to put the water. What you do, add a few drops of the ink whichever you have chosen, either red or blue I said. Okay, don't take green. Okay, then what we'll do, then we'll cut the base of the stem. We have to cut the base of the stem and put it into the glass, as you can see it in the figure, in the diagram. What do you observe? Does the color appear in the stem? Yes, you can see that the color, if you keep it for a certain time, the stem will gain that color. You can see the stem which have got that color which you have put into the water. If you have put red color, you can see the stem of red color. Okay, so you can also see reddish color to the up to the leaves, also up to that lines in the leaves. We will learn about that, but you can also see the color which is reached up to the leaves. So that color, it will persist for some time and then it will fade away, it will go, but then you can see the color. What does it indicate? It indicates that the stem is transporting the water from below to the above, that is the leaves which are growing on it. So the stem is transporting the water from there up to the leaves. This we have proved with an activity, with a very simple activity. I know many of you must be having the at least some of the other plant at your home. Just find a leaf with a very tender stem to it and do this activity. It is very simple and you will learn, you will enjoy it, I promise you. Okay, then next part is the leaf. Okay, you have seen many kinds of leaves are mostly green in color. Mostly the leaves are green in color only, okay, of all the plants. So if you observe the leaf, you can see various parts of the leaf also. The small leaf, it will have so many of the parts. So firstly, how are they attached to the stem? If you know, you can see in the diagram, that leaf is attached to the stem through that wherever it is attached, that point of attachment, that is called as the petiole. That means that is attached with the help of a petiole. So a leaf is attached to a stem with the help of petiole, or wherever it is attached, that part is called as the petiole. You can observe it in the diagram. Then the broad and green leaf part, that the broad part, that the whole leaf, the broad part of the leaf, that is called as the lamina. What is that called as the lamina? So we have seen the petiole and the lamina of the leaf. Now you must have observed about the and you can also see the midrib and vein and all. I will tell you about that. So you can see the blade like part, that is called as the lamina of the leaf. Okay, and about the veins and midrib, what is given over there in the diagram, that I'll tell you. See how the vein, you can see the vein over here. So the vein can be of various types. So depending on the visible line which is on the leaf, that is called as the vein. Okay, vein, and the center prominent line on the leaf is called as the midrib. The very central line which is going, that is the midrib, and what is originating from the midrib on both the sides, that are called as the veins. Okay, so midrib and the veins. So there are different designs made by the veins on the leaf. So the veins can be there, it makes a pattern on the leaf. You see, naturally it makes various patterns on the leaf. So, and that is called as the leaf venation. Okay, the leaf vein is making various patterns on the leaf or various designs on the leaf, and that is only called as the leaf venation. So if you observe various kinds of leaves, you will observe various kinds of the venation. You see in the diagram, in two of the diagram, if you see on the first diagram I'm saying, you can see the parallel venation. How is the venation? How the veins are arranged? They are arranged parallelly, right? So they are arranged parallelly, and hence that is called as the parallel venation. What is that called? Parallel venation, because the veins are running parallel to each other. You can observe they are parallel to each other. And in the second leaf, which you can see they have made a mesh, or they have made a net like structure, right? So they have made a net on the leaf. So that is called as the reticulate venation. What is that called? Reticulate venation. So this kind of venation, what is reticulate venation? When the veins are like they spread on both sides of the midrib, and they spread and then make a net like structure. Okay, you can see it is like a net like structure. So that is called as the reticulate venation. Okay, so these are the two types of venation seen in the leaf. You can observe around you. You have to observe around you. It is very interesting, right? Then what do the leaves do? What is the function of leaf? Okay, yes, well, leaves also perform very important function. So the leaf mainly performs two functions. The first one is transpiration. What's that? Transpiration. And the second one is photosynthesis. You must have heard about photosynthesis at least, yeah? Okay, so what is transpiration? Transpiration means what? Through this function, the leaves help to add water in the atmosphere. What does it do? It will add the water to the atmosphere. We will perform an activity, you will understand it in very well manner. Okay, then next is photosynthesis. You know photosynthesis, how important it is. So through photosynthesis, The leaves help to maintain the amount of different gases in the atmosphere. So see, plants are very important. Firstly, plants maintain the water level in the atmosphere and it gives out water into the atmosphere, right? That is transpiration. And secondly, photosynthesis, which gives out gases into the atmosphere and it balances the amount of gases in our atmosphere. So we can just see how these processes occur with very simple and interesting activities. So what we will do, we will for transpiration will perform an activity. What we need to perform just to prove the loss of water in the plants. I said plants, they lose the water, they give water into the atmosphere, right? So give away the water into atmosphere. So how do they do it? That's what we need to observe. That is our aim, okay, of the activity. So what apparatus will need? Very simple, a healthy potted plant, okay, then and a polythene bag and a thread. That's it. What we need to do, just enclose one of the branches. Like you will see many of the healthy branches of the plant, right? Take any one branch, one only, not all, not the whole plant. So take the plant will die otherwise. So what we need to do, just take a branch of the plant, and what we need to do, just take take the polythene bag and wrap it around that branch and just tie it with the thread. So that what you are doing, you are just covering that branch wholly with the polythene bag, okay. Now keep this arrangement in presence of sunlight for few hours. Up to few hours we need to see this. What do you observe? After few hours, if you see that polythene bag or that plastic bag, you can see some water droplets are accumulated over it from inside. From where this water droplet came? So that came from the leaves, because leaves do transpiration. It gives out the water vapor. What does it do? It gives out the water vapor into the surrounding, okay. And what is the surrounding here around this branch? That is our polythene bag. No, we have covered that surrounding, so it is not going in the atmosphere, but that is accumulating into that inside of that polythene bag, and hence we have proved that the transpiration has occurred in the branch, okay. So this is how in a very simple way we can understand about the transpiration, okay. Then next, if you want to know about the photosynthesis is very important. You know, when the plants do photosynthesis, then only we get oxygen, then only we get food what we eat. So photosynthesis is very important thing in the whole world is going because of photosynthesis. We can say it is really 100% true. So what happens in this process? The plants will prepare their own food. What the plants are doing, they are preparing their own food in presence of sunlight, water and carbon dioxide from atmosphere. What will they do? What will the plants do? They will take water, okay, water from roots, that is from the soil. They will take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and they will take sunlight, which is always available, of course, during daytime, which is free of cost. So they will use sunlight, water and carbon dioxide from the surrounding, from various sources. And what they will do, they will make, when the photosynthesis occurs, no, during photosynthesis they will give out oxygen. They are giving out oxygen like they give out water. So they give out oxygen, and that oxygen which is there in the atmosphere, which is spread into the atmosphere, given into the atmosphere, that is what we use for breathing, right? So it is doing very important work. And also by photosynthesis, it prepares oxygen, it also prepares food. Plant prepares its own food, okay, with the help of photosynthesis. And this food which they prepare by their own, that food is stored in various parts of plant, in stem, in roots, sometimes in the fruits, so the leaves. So they store their food in the various parts of the plant, and that is what we eat. So it prepares their own food, they use their food for their own like growth, and also they provide food to us. So that important are the plants, right? So we must respect the plants, and we must of course do the plantation. We have to do the we have to sow a seed, we have to grow the plants, we have to take care of it, and hence you will also be taken care by the plants, right? I hope you have understood. Thanks a lot for paying attention. Just stay safe and be healthy.